Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle from Danielle's Books, and this is going to be another 24-hour reading vlog / day in the life reading vlog type of thing. I did one of these as my last video, assuming that this is going to be the next video I post. I'll have that linked up above wherever. In that one I read 2 books, and that was Daisy Darker and a poetry collection. I'm Not Your Final Girl, I think. So check that out. In this video, I'm in the middle of Cirque, Berserk by Jessica Guess. And this is a short horror novella. I'm on page 42, and there's like 160 pages, something like that in here. I'm really liking this. It's like an 80s slasher set at a carnival. What more can you ask for, honestly? So that's the one I'm currently in the middle of. And then the next book I'm going to pick up, if I finish that, I'm reading that one physically, is The Chain by Adrienne McKinty. This is Zack and I's buddy read for the month. We try to do a buddy read every month, or we're going to start trying to do a buddy read every month, and then we'll show on YouTube what each of us thought of it, and we're not really going to talk about it much while we're reading it. He is currently listening to the audiobook of this one. He's doing a huge Stephen King bookshelf reorganization. He's unhauling a ton, which leads me to, we have a Pango Books officially. It's under my name technically, but it'll be both of our books. So there'll be a lot of Stephen King. There's a lot of horror, mystery, thriller. There's some fantasy that we're like, why do we still have this? Neither of us read fantasy, and stuff like that. So that'll be linked down below. Don't forget to check that out. And I think that is it for the intro. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I would love to have you. Please, please, please. And Zach's channel will be linked down below too. So these are the books I'm going to be working on in this video. And I'm starting off my day. I read a little bit this morning, and then currently I'm working on September releases. I go through every month and write down the releases I'm excited for during the month. And usually before I had a booktube channel, I would actually do this for Zach's videos. I would do kind of like the back end, figuring out what books are coming out. But it's something I enjoy doing. And now him and I are going to start alternating months. Like I'll do a releases video. I did one in August, and then he's going to take September. A Stephen King book is coming out in September. That's kind of how we figured out the schedule. And then I'll do October and so on and whatever. So I've been researching that and writing them down, and so that we can film that in the next couple days. So that's currently what I'm working on. And then I might actually start The Chain also on audiobook, just because I can listen to that while I'm doing this. But this one doesn't have an audiobook, and I'd actually prefer to read it physically anyway. So that is what we're working on now. And then I don't know what else is going to happen the rest of the day. Oh, actually, it's Monday, which means we have another Only Murders in the Building. The season finale is tonight. So you'll actually be able to see that footage again in this video, because the last day in the life I did was also a Monday. So you'll get to see that again. And it's the finale. So hopefully I can try and record like our reactions to who the killer is. Obviously spoiler free. I probably won't put, I'll probably put music over it or something, just because I don't want you to hear anything that's happening. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. But let's get started with reading more of Cirque Berserk and doing my releases. So see you in a second. All right, I'm on chapter 6 in this, and I also realized when I was doing the intro, I didn't even say what this book is about. Oh, I did. It's an 80s slasher at a carnival. Well, so there's these high school seniors. It was their senior night, and they did a I don't even remember where they went. They went to some like arcade or something that they're all so used to going to, so it didn't feel special. So someone had suggested, well, we gotta like level this up. You know, we've got this driver who's gonna take us wherever we want to go until the end of the night. So let's use that to our advantage and go do something crazy, you know, as our last like hurrah. And so someone was like, well, how about Cirque Berserk? That's the name of this carnival that 30 years ago, some like crazy stuff happened. There was a massacre, you know, slasher, all of that good stuff. And so they're like, well, let's go check it out. It's been run down. It's been closed now. But apparently anyone who goes back to Cirque Berserk now, even though it's closed and anything, still ends up dead. So they were like, oh, that sounds fun. Why don't we do that? Me, never. But so that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I'm still at the beginning for the most part. But that's kind of what I've gotten so far. So I'm excited to see who dies first, honestly, because I know they're going to get picked off, I'm assuming, because it's a slasher. So let's start slashing people, right? But yeah, I'm excited and I am liking it so far. I don't have any theories about anything going on, but it seems like each chapter we're kind of focusing on a different character and like either their journey or what they're about to go through, probably their death or something. I'm not totally sure because no one has died yet. Well, no one in this group has died yet, so I don't know, but we'll see. I'll let you know when I find out more. Can you say hi? Thank you. All right, so I am now on page 91 of my book, and I'm really enjoying this book. I definitely recommend it. There's a lot of kills, and honestly, they happen pretty quickly. So, yeah, that was exciting because Clown in a Cornfield, my one issue with it was that it was slow to get to the kills, but no, this one, the kills kind of happen pretty quick. So I thought while I'm taking a break from reading, I would show you some of the new horror decorations we have. So let me turn you around. All right, over here on the fireplace, which this is actually new out here, we've got Lenny. We called him Lennon when we first got him. That was in a video. We got some new stuff that was also featured in videos. Got the Bodyworks candles. We got that skull. And then over here, we kind of made a little reading nook. This is still in progress. A lot of people say they want to see my shelves because you haven't really seen mine. You've seen a lot of Zach's because his is basically the Stephen King room. But in this room, we kind of call this the horror room, which is all of this. So we have built-ins, and then we have, oh, wait, wrong way. And then we have, more, where am I going? Okay, hold on. We've got built-ins, and then we've got built-ins, and it's pretty much all horror books on those, which we're planning to do an entire horror bookshelf tour with those. And then also in this room, we've got our bar cart, and then we've got our couch. Let me turn you around again. Here's the couch. We got all our spooky pillows over here and blankets. And then, yeah, then it leads over here to this new shelf. This is not all set in stone. A lot of this currently is YA, except for these up here. I don't know if that's going to stay the same, but a lot of these are like horror/thriller YA books. I don't really have a lot of YA anymore just because I'm not really reading it. And then down here is going to be a horror TBR cart. So that's kind of the look in this room, but we do have another bookshelf over here that's also in this room. And this is all thrillers. This is not all the thrillers we have, because as you know, we have a couple book carts that are dedicated to thrillers. So that's a little sneak peek of this room before we do a tour, hopefully eventually. But I'm going to get back to reading now. I think Zach is going to make us some lunch. I think we're having some steak. And yeah, we will check in soon. Probably that's the last check-in I'll have of this book. I'm just going to finish it now because it's kind of reading fast. So I will check in when I'm done with this one and then when I'm ready to start the chain. So see you in a sec. All right, I just finished Cirque Berserk. I think I'm going to give it 4... I don't know. I'm between a 4 and a 5 star. I actually really liked it. And it was very fast paced, right from the get-go. So I really enjoyed it. I liked some of the twists. Something was a little confusing to me at first, but we're all good. So I really liked it. I liked the way it ended. So yeah, somewhere between a 4 and a 5. I'm not totally sure at this particular moment. But I also got a package. I am a St. Martin's Press influencer. And so I get books from time to time from St. Martin's Press, from Macmillan, from I don't know who else. So this one says it's a romance. So let's see which one I got. Ooh, let's see. We got Lucy Checks In by D. Ernst. This cover is amazing. So let's see. This one says, I was going to try and read a blurb. An inspiring and feel-good novel about reclaiming your life, finding love, and creating a home in places you never imagined. Ooh, this looks like it takes place in New York City. That's fun. Love it. This cover is just amazing. So I got that. And then with that came a little postcard from I'm not going to say it because I don't want to fuck it up. But about the book. And then what's this? Oh, here you go. A bunch of releases coming out from St. Martin's Press Romance. And some of these I've already gotten from them. Let's see here. They have some... Oh, okay. So I got the last one available here, or that they've shown here. I also got Fake It Till You Bake It, Bet on It, and I think I might have gotten The Wedding Season. I'm not totally sure, but pretty cool. So, nice. I will put those aside, and this can go on my romance bookshelf over there. So I'm excited about that. Next up will be officially the buddy read with Zach, which is The Chain. So he has already started this on audiobook, and I don't know anything about it. I'm not really listening to him. He was doing a vlog earlier, so he was giving updates on this book. I don't really know anything that he really talked about. The only thing he told me was that he was really enjoying it. So I'm excited. I'm going to start it physically because he's listening to the audio, and then maybe I'll eventually switch to the audio. I'm not totally sure. Let's see how long this one is. This is about 350 pages, so not too bad. We will get started with this, and I will give you another update once I read a little bit of that. I got my bookmark. And also, Zach, if you didn't know, was big into bowling, and he does have a channel for that. I can link that down below. You should subscribe to that too. But we need to go practice tonight, so I guess I can take you along with me. I might not show him bowling, but you can come along and hang with me while I sit there and watch him bowl. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'll let you know when I get more into the chain. And yeah, see you soon. Alrighty. Hey, you get to say hi to Zach in the vlog.
Hi.
Alright, so we're on our way to practice bowling. And, well, he's going to be practicing bowling. I'm going to, bye-bye drink. I'm going to be probably reading on my phone or helping film some videos for him. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I did start the chain. I've literally made it like a chapter in, so I can't speak much about it. But on the off chance that you've never heard of this book, I do know from hearing it pitched and everything, and Zach is actually currently reading it now. How are you enjoying it?
It's all right.
Do you want to give a little pitch of what it's about? Nice glasses.
It's not a far drive, so I don't want to put on the other ones that are prescription.
So put your visor down. So the book.
It's a pretty solid book. I'm enjoying it.
What's it about?
I still can't remember the mom's name, and I'm like almost like 50 or 80 pages in. I'm on chapter
50 or 80, cool.
I'm on chapter 19, whatever page that is. I'm not the one with the physical book. I'm just listening because you have the physical book.
Okay, so the chain is basically your kid gets kidnapped. If your kid gets kidnapped, you need to go and kidnap another family's kid so that your kid can survive.
I believe so. But you need you need the person whose kid you kidnapped, their parents, to successfully kidnap another child. Which I believe that is why it's the chain. So like kidnap. So if your kid gets kidnapped, you got to kidnap a kid. So the person who kidnapped your kid, their kid can now be unkidnapped. And it's like a mouthful. There's a lot happening in this book, and it's like not a lot happening in this book.
I'm really excited to keep reading it though. So I'll give an update more later. I don't have the chain on my phone or whatever, so I'll be reading something different, and I will let you know what that is if I can. I am going to be helping him film because he has his bowling channel or whatever, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to read, but if I do, I'll let you know what it is, because I have like 7 arcs right now on NetGalley, so I really got to be chipping away at those too. So I guess we'll check in at the bowling alley, right, babe?
Yeah, babe.
Alright, this angle is awkward as fuck, but we made it to the bowling alley, and I think I'm going to start an arc I have of Full Immersion by Gemma Amore, I think is her name. I'm not totally sure. I've got it from NetGalley, so I'm going to start that. Long story short, I'm not helping Zach film because the video is not working out, so I'm just going to read while he's bowling. I wish I brought the chain so I could keep trucking away at that, but we'll stick to the arc I have. Alright, new day. I didn't forget. Yesterday we ended up going to bowling, as you saw, but when we got home we were eating dinner, and then we were both doing a bunch of filming to try and get ahead a little bit, which clearly that hasn't worked. And then we did watch Only Murders in the Building. So it's a new day. It's the next day. And we're talking about the chain. I did get more reading done last night, so I will give an update. I'm on page 251. On page 251, chapter 53. So I have 100 pages left. And my thoughts are, I'm really liking the book. It started right away, like literally on page 1 with her daughter being kidnapped and everything, right? I don't even know if I don't know how much I've said about the book since my last update. And so I'm currently in part 2. I think that even though I'm liking the book, I think that this book could have been shorter, because I feel like there was almost like a way to end this book right at the end of part 1, but we just started part 2, and now we are kind of following their journey to try and stop the chain. And I'm not going to go too far into like how they're doing that and all that, but they are trying to stop the chain, and that's as far as I've gotten. So I've got 100 pages left, and Zach is walking away. And so I'm excited to see how it ends. I've heard mixed reviews from people on this book, especially when it comes to the ending, but I haven't really, like, once they start talking about the ending, I've stopped watching, but I don't know. I just think this book could have been a little bit shorter. That's what I'm feeling right now, so we'll see, but I'll definitely be able to finish this morning, and then I don't know what book I'm starting next. We've got like about a week left of August, and so I would like to ideally finish 3 more books, which is definitely a big task, especially since I'll probably be physically reading them, but this would count as 1, so I want to try and finish 2 more. I've actually done a good job at my August TBR. I have 2 books left on my TBR, I believe, that I haven't read, and that's Not Good for Maidens, which is like a YA fantasy spooky book, and then The Neighbors by Anya Alborn, which honestly, those both sound pretty good, so maybe I will end up picking up one of those, but I've also gotten some new releases that I'm interested in, like Runtime by Catherine Ryan Howard. I think I'm technically going to put that on my September TBR, but it's just calling my name. But it's also another longer thriller, so that's a little bit of a turnoff, so I don't know. We'll get there when we finish The Chain, and I'll let you know my thoughts when I do. So see ya in a second. Finished The Chain, which means I finished 2 books in the last 24 hours. I'm trying to grab them. 2 books in the last 24 hours. And Zach is going to come over here in just a second because The Chain was our buddy read for August, and we now both have finished it. He listened to it on audiobook. I read the whole thing physically. Took a minute, but we finished it. And we have not talked about our thoughts and opinions of The Chain. So I figured we could do that on camera and give our rating and everything. Because I do not know what he rated this book. And he does not know what I rated this book. Because I literally finished it about a minute ago. So, Zach, ¿dónde está? Anyway, I'll recap my thoughts on Cirque berserk while I'm waiting for him to come. 5 stars. Great novella. I kind of knew this one was going to probably be a high rating just because I have a few friends on BookTube that have really enjoyed the book. So I kind of went in feeling like it was going to be a hit. So it was 5 stars. Loved it. And The Chain, would you like to come over here and take the camera? Hi.
Hi.
All right. So what are your thoughts of... What is this camera angle?
I was showing the book. I'll leave.
All right. What are your thoughts on The Chain?
Okay, so...
By the way, we both went into this pretty much knowing just what The Chain itself was. We didn't know much more than that going into the book.
I'm between a 4 and a 4.5 star. There are some parts where I feel like a 5. It just wasn't a 5 for me. A lot of people hated or like disliked the ending. I didn't hate it, but it's to me I feel like it's one of those endings where it's like it was good, but like something was missing, but like you can't put your finger on what was missing. Like something was missing from it, but like you just don't know what. That's kind of how I feel with it.
Yeah, so let's both give our ratings in just a second. And
I already said mine.
Oh, Okay, so I think... Wait, what did you say?
Well, technically, I didn't give a definitive one.
Yeah.
I said it was between 4 and 4.5. All
Okay.
right, then yeah, I guess yeah.
I think part 1 of this book was a 5-star book. I really liked that the action starts right away. Page 1, like, the girl's kidnapped. So I thought part 1, because there's 2 parts. Let me see if I can quickly find part 2. Probably not. But part 1 was
Something in the
definitely...
Labyrinth is the name of it.
Yeah. Part 1 was 5 stars, and then I think this book was too long. I think it could have done what it set out to do in less pages. And for that, and also because of how the ending went, I think I'm going to give it a 4-star. I still liked the book as a whole, but I think it was too long, and I can't get into, obviously, what about the ending didn't work for me, but I just think that it was almost... like a convenient ending. I don't know. I don't want to get too far into it. But, yeah, I think I'm going to settle at a 4. I thought this was a good buddy read, though. Because we were both, like, really into it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to settle on 4...
You're, like, diagonal right now.
Yeah, I know. My, like, wrist is kind of hurting.
Okay.
Work has been hurting. We have an update going on, and it hurts. I'm going to go with 4.5.
All right.
I agree with you on the first part being basically a 5-star. I would say the second half was more kind of 3.5, 4-ish. So average it out.
All right. And that concludes my 24-hour reading vlog. I actually have been liking these 24-hour reading vlogs. I've been able to read, like, 2 books in both of them that I've done. Obviously, one has been more of a novel and one has been more a novella, but I think that works. We have so many novellas on our shelf. If you saw on Zach's channel, we did the horror bookshelves, and you would have seen most of the novellas. They're not all sitting there, so... we had a lot to choose from, but I would love to do more of these in the future if you guys are liking them too. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you. And subscribe to Zach too, because why not? He's a booktuber as well.
I'm okay, I guess.
And then I guess we can spoil our September buddy read in this video, because this will come out before the TBRs.
That's fine. I'm not going to get up and get the book, but...
No. Clown in a Cornfield 2.
Adam Cesar.
We both read Clown in a Cornfield 1. He read it right when it came out, and I read it during Summerween. So if you want to see my thoughts on that book, go check out the Summerween vlogs. But anyway, let's wrap this up because Zach's wrist is hurting. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to both of us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Later.